Help us level the playing field. Sign the parliamentary petition today to fuel the growth and fund the game.
Well, it's a good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round 7 of the New Balance Dockerty Cup match between the host Brunswick Juventus and the visiting Oakleigh Cannons, coming to you live from CB Smith Reserve, all thanks to Football Victoria YouTube page. My name is Alex Sivkarowski, and joining me in the gantry is Neil Simons. Welcome, Neil.
Welcome, Alex. I think of the complement of clashes we have been greeted to in this round 7 of the New Balance Dockerty Cup, this is no doubt the most intriguing one. We've not seen these two sides face off since 2012. There wasn't even the NPL Victoria back then. It was called the VPL. Of course, the days of the Whittlesea Zebras and Borland Zebras gone by, coached by the likes of Ivan Jolic now, Ange Postecoglou, among others. Last time they played was in 2012. The last time Brunswick Juventus defeated Oakleigh was in 2008. That's 18 years ago, if you are good at maths. But my word, am I intrigued by not just the permutations for both sides, but if Brunswick Juventus can manage to get a win, it's a very favourable match against Bulleen in the playoff to get into the round of 32 of the Australia Cup.
Yeah, massive game. They do have a playoff. The winner here does play Bulleen Lions, so that'll be an interesting match up there. They don't have the direct route into the Oz Cup, so it'll be a massive moment for both these sides. Brunswick Juventus, a 6-time champion in 1960, 1970, 71, 72. So they did the three-peat in 77, and in 1987 was their last win. They're currently playing in VPL 1 in third place, and they come off the weekend a 2-0 win against Port Melbourne and their Dockerty Cup run has been quite a big matches for them. They won 5-0 over Sky United, a penalty shootout win against Hume City 5-4, a 1-0 extra time win against Box Hill. So can their cup dream continue for another round? For Oakleigh Cannons, the 2023 Dockerty Cup champions, are currently sitting pretty at top of the MPL table after their 1-0 win against Preston Lions on the weekend. Their Dockerty Cup run has seen them winning 3-0 against Epping City, a 4-1 win against Sydenham Park in a double extra time, and a 2-0 win against St Albans. So Chris Taylor has his team primed and ready to go for this match, and it's all to play for. In the other games that we had, GV Suns going down 2-1 to Bulleen Lions, and Heidelberg winning 2-0. Obviously, Neil, we've got Preston versus George Cross in the other game that's almost kicking off as well at the same time.
Yeah, I think, well, that game obviously has direct implications. One of those two sides will make the Hahn Australia Cup round of 32 proper for the first time in their history. Both of these two sides have played at the Australia Cup. Oakleigh, of course, semi-finalists in 2022. Brunswick Juventus made a very good run in 2019. When they were called Moreland Zebras, and of course the clash against Bulleen Lions, which could be a very in particular and very intriguing thing to occur if they were to get through and play against Bulleen at the Ven. But they'll be playing right here at CB Smith because they'll be the hosting team. If they get through, whoever wins this game will host FC Bulleen Lions in the playoff in a few weeks.
So a huge opportunity for these two sides, as we mentioned. Both teams ready to walk out, as we can see them coming out in front of us here. Everyone will be watching this one very closely. Can Brunswick Juventus continue on with their cup run, or will it end here tonight? Or will Oakleigh Cannons' cup run end, or will it continue for another round? For the host, though, they've made two changes in their lineup. James Exilius and Samuel Dwyer Coming out was Samuel Pisani and Lewis Gilboy from the weekend. And for Oakleigh, Neil, no change from Chris Taylor, which is not a real surprise in the end.
No surprises there. I think Chris Taylor knows what he can get the best out of in terms of his current 11. Listen Diaz does feature. He did come on and then off on Sunday against Preston. I believe they call that a phantom injury, perhaps, Alex, but full strength for the Cannons just about. Of course, with Alex Salmon still a while away. But this Brunswick Juventus team has got plenty to prove, and I'm sure the likes of Dom Fella, who of course is well experienced in this Dockerty Cup competition, among others, will like to will their way to victory. Of course, Nick Simioy and that experience that you have is really the spine and the backbone, along with the coaching staff. I'm going to say Anthony Barbieri has done a tremendous job. This is probably the highest level he's coached at in some time. Prior to his stint with, of course, Westgate. I think it was Westgate Sindalich. Is that right?
Yep.
He was at Avondale, and of course, pre-Zoran Markovsky, he set the foundations for what came, and it's certainly reflective in their results this season in VPL 1.
We'll go through the starting lineups for Brunswick Juventus. Number 3, Nenad Nikolic. Number 4, Lachlan Campbell. Number 5, the captain, Nicholas Simioy. Number 6, Dom Fala. 8, Luka Lovic. Number 10, Marko Basic. Number 11, James Exilius. In goals is number 12, Liam Price. Number 15, Luka Pullen. Number 16, Salu Kamara. And number 99 is Nusef Havdic.
And for the Oakleigh Cannons, as Alex mentioned, unchanged. Number 2, Brody Boyce. Number 3, Connor Hampson. Number 5, Jacob Tratt. Number 8, Cameron McGill. Number 10, Joe Guest. Number 11, Adam Duradovic. Number 14, Kingsley Sinclair. Number 15, Campbell Strong. Number 19, Lebib. Number 21, Tom Manos. And number 22, Joseph Ford. Usually cup opportunities are a time where backup keepers can get in, but do or die for both of these sides tonight. Their path to the round of 32 not yet complete. This is the first of their potential 2 tests ahead of a berth in this year's Hahn Australia Cup. See the Brunswick Juve actives on the left-hand side of our commentary area. The megaphone is in play, which I'm sure will provide plenty of comedic instances throughout this contest as Hampson heads on. Boyce, a high looping ball. Don Fella is unable to get it in time, but it's well held by Lachlan Campbell. Bit of a tussle in the midfield region for the Cannons as Juve look to play it out wide into feet. Lovic, Salu Kamara. It's a well-weighted ball, but couldn't quite find the angle intended. Hampson now, this left-hand flank. Infield for McGill. Of course, the top of the table, Oakleigh Cannons. A large portion of this campaign as it's a delightful ball out towards Lebib. Is he brought to ground? Not adjudged by referee in the middle. As the slipping and sliding players of Brunswick Juventus look to impose themselves tonight, Alex, and I have to say, if the first 2 minutes are anything to go by, we're in for an interesting tussle here at CB Smith. Yeah,
they'll definitely be up for it. It's a big challenge for, obviously they faced Hume City in the previous round, so they know what's expected of them, but Oakleigh's a different team. They're currently on a 12-game win streak, so Oakleigh would definitely want to continue that for another week as going forward as they go back to Manos, who sends a high ball in the air. Chance for cleared away as Zidius looks to chase it down, but unfortunately not able to get to the end of it and allow Connor Hampson to bring it back into play right in front of us here. No real pressure, he goes short to Guest. Back to Hampson, thought about going over the top. Zidius, quick football here. Samuel Dwyer finds Pullen. They'll need a lot from him, but the offside flag is raised there by the assistant referee. Speaking of referees, it's Yanni Milidis, Daphne Gunaris, and Thomas Rushton, and Daniel Papadakis is your fourth official. So they'll be looking for a not too busy night tonight, Neil.
Oh yes, it's obviously midweek Dockerty Cup. It's a pleasure for all supporters watching at home, and of course us in the stands. Midweek football, more FV football is best for all involved. Of course, our fourth official is Daniel Papadakis. Boyce, well weighted out wide, but well dealt with as well by Juve. Nikolic doing quite well. Of course, he's one of many Juve players with existing Australia Cup experience in the round of 32. Many will remember that storied run with FC Melbourne Serbia a few seasons back. In 2024, of course, in that penalty win against Modbury Jets. Not too far from here at home of the Matildas. Of course, a 1-0 loss to Hume City in the subsequent round. Spent time at Springvale White Eagles in the past. Tratt looks down the line. Inside is Hampson. Strong. 1-2 with Sinclair. He's got space on this left-hand channel. Slide ball does arrive. The last touch. A judge to come off. Adam Duradovic. Oakleigh just feeling out Juve. And I must say, Anthony Barbieri has set up his side in a very, very ordained and structured manner so far.
Yeah, definitely keeping their structure is going to be important. The back four going to have to be on their toes, especially with Labib and also Duradovic as well as Guest. Plenty of threats from either wing, and you've also got coming in Kingsley Sink on the left-hand side. So the middle's going to be a big battle for him with Marko Basic and Luke Julovic will need to ensure that they win their battles in the middle and don't allow the central players for Oakleigh to run right through them as they go back to Manos. Another ball through the middle as Zidius so far winning that battle against Sinclair. It's going to be a free kick given for Brunswick Juventus now.
I mean, what a delight to have James Zidius at your disposal. Of course, Dockerty Cup winner with the Bentley Greens in 2018. Did score in the final as well, mind you. How much would he like to secure more silverware at this level. Alex?
High ball in the air, looking for the back post. It's missed everyone, so that's probably one thing that Anthony Barbieri would want from his charges, to ensure that any set pieces or corners that they might have, they've really got to make sure that they attack the goal and don't give away easy giveaways like that one there. So not going to trouble Manos from that range.
Not at all. And I think they would also want to avoid a helter-skelter game like they did last time against Hume City, Alex, I'm sure. That was obviously very high scoring, as we know. Here's Lachlan Campbell. His second year at Juve. Looping ball does arrive. Might sit kindly for Salu Kamara, who's got space on that right-hand channel. Well travelled is Salu Kamara. He's Exidius. Kamara does well to bypass Sinclair. Had a barrage of Cannon's players to beat. Falla. Bounced around a few clubs ever since he left Heidelberg United. He was at Northcote City last season under Steve Ibic and Zeljko Kuzman. And Strong with a sliding challenge. The Cannon's able to win it back. Guest picks the pass beautifully. And that's a very, very distinct challenge from Lachlan Campbell, one of which will ensure that he's brandished the first yellow card for tonight. I'd say that's fairly apt. Completely clattered into Adam Duradovic.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit early to cop that yellow card. We've only played 7 minutes. It's going to have to play a real important game now and ensure that all his tackles are clean, and can't afford to go down a player, especially against Oakleigh Cannons. They'll take every advantage they can. There's an opportunity now for Joseph Guest to either whip one in or go for goal. He's favouring that left foot, so obviously going to be a sweeping ball to the back post, hoping someone can get on the end of it.
Yeah, you would imagine so. Tall Timber, Boyce, Tratt, among others. What will Joe Guest fashion from this position? It'll be a dream start for the Cannons. Here's Joe Guest now, loops towards a back post. Oh, but it's a loose for Connor Hampson potentially, but eventually cut out by Juve. Tratt again looks to fire the cross. McGilp. Nick Simeoi not taking any chances. And it's already hooked back in. Duradovic nearly bypasses the goalkeeper, but Juve able to get out of trouble.
Yeah, that's something that Liam Price probably needs to be clear, cool, calm, and collected. Know that when he's coming out, his defence is backing him up and covering him. He does tend to come out quite a bit, and at times has been caught out. This season is a lot better than last season, so he has learned from his mistakes. But tonight against the side of Oakleigh, he's going to have to make sure that when he comes out, it comes out with purpose, and he's first to the ball. He can't allow an Oakleigh player to run through. As again, a lovely ball from Guest, looking to get Labib. Oh, he's come around. It's Labib, and he made him pay after we've just mentioned he couldn't afford to come out, and Labib gets us underway here.
That's the most apt commentator's curse that I've heard in quite some time, Alex. And that was a fantastic touch from Guest. Let's not take it away from him. That was a delightful ball out to Labib, who is really the man of the moment for the Cannons. Undoubtedly their most shrewd acquisition in the off-season, and that is some way to put your side up ahead. And an absolute gut punch for Brunswick Juventus, who, for all accounts, look pretty good in those first 10 minutes of play. It's a Herculean task for them now, Alex, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I might have to mention that again. As you mentioned, commentator's curse, and it just happened. But plenty of time left. It's how they respond now is important, Neil. They can't bow down. They can't, throw their hands up in the air. They just got to keep playing their game. There's plenty of time left to get a goal. They haven't looked shaky at all. They look quite good from the start. So It's a matter of just seizing their moment and their opportunities, and it'll come, but they just have to make sure they take them.
And it might come by virtue of a long throw here. It's looping very, very high. Last touch did come off a Juve player. We'll keep you across the scores tonight. Of course, the only other game tonight is that George Cross-Preston match. Next week, of course, is the North Sunshine against Avondale clash, which that's going to be an absolute cracker. Of course, there's actually a few other clashes in New South Wales as well, but as you were saying?
Yeah, it's an important game for North Sunshine. Their league form has been absolutely terrible over the since the start of the year, so if they can make a deep cup run, it will definitely mean a lot to the club and get them back to winning ways.
Juventus also right in the hunt for promotion to the top flight. Of course, they're not played in the NPL Victoria or top flight in quite some time, as there's a player down for Juve. The last 5 matches in the VPL 1 competition, Juventus, so 1-0 loss to Melbourne Serbia on the 2nd of May, a 1-0 win against Northcote City, a 1-0 win against Box Hill, a 1-0 loss to Manningham, and a 2-0 win to Port Melbourne. So they either win or lose by very small margins, Alex.
Yeah, it's definitely been a season of fine margins for Brunswick Juventus. A lot of times they've been in the game and concede a sloppy goal, as we've seen in the first instance here, but still learning, still a long way to go in the season. As I said, they're sitting 3rd in the league, which is where most people would have expected them to be, but yeah, they can't afford to drop any further points, as do Oakleigh. Despite their 12 wins in a row, they're obviously gunning for the title and giving an opportunity to play in Australian Championship, which will be important for them, but as equally as important is the Dockerty Cup / Australia Cup run, to being back on that centre stage. We know Chris Taylor's a cup expert, and despite him not making any changes, he somehow manages to get his team deep in the cup run.
It's a poor mistimed pass from Juve through Luka Lovic. Of course, earned promotion to the VPL 1 through the playoffs last year. That was an absolute classic at Lakeside Stadium. Lewis Gilboy, the man at the moment. Hasn't quite delivered this season, though. Here's Salu Kamara on his left-hand flank. Leaves it short. And that is a miscue if I've ever seen one. Down that left-hand flank. Just unable to really find that final ball. Brunswick Juventus so far.
Something that's really been an issue for them in their losses. They just haven't been clinical in front of goals. They've had opportunities, but a lot of times they aren't able to just find that right pass. So that's something Anthony Barbieri would have worked on over the last couple of weeks to ensure that they get across the line, especially tonight. You know, you're not going to get as many chances as you would in the league against Oakleigh, so you've got to make sure you're taking him as Zidius there going for the line. Lovic. Zidius just slicing that one off, and just very slippery on the pitch there. And you could just see the ball sliding. Players are just slipping and sliding everywhere. So,
yeah, I did wake up this morning, and there was a very bad drainage in my house. So I can only imagine how much this has affected the CB Smith pitch. Didn't really think it would. Didn't really think it would, considering it hasn't really rained heavily for quite some time. But yeah, that is another very intriguing item to look at, I'd say. As I believe it actually is raining right now, Alex. We're, of course, undercover here at CB Smith, but could see a few slip and sliding challenges or even celebrations throughout the remainder of this tie, as Price will look to go long. Here's Labib out to Ford. Of course, the arrival from Hume City. Spent some time in Ireland as well with Waterford prior to that, of course, he was with Perth Glory. McGilp, Tratt. Zidius. Falla, reverse ball. Zahavdic, back to goal. Weaves his way around it pretty well. Falla being pressed by Sinclair. Well, per the megaphone, is it alarm bells at the moment for Juve?
I don't think so, Neil. I think there's plenty of time left to go, but you can just see slowly that Oakleigh just starting to get more in the game now, getting a little bit more comfortable, moving the ball around a lot quicker. Zidius now looking to drive forward. Still going forward here. It's a good challenge came in that time from Brodie Boyce, but as you said, that's that final product. They just need to get the ball into the hot spot and test Manos. You can see Manos not a tall keeper. You got Luka Pullen and Nusa Havdic quite tall, so maybe just get a couple of long balls into the box and test Manos a little bit. Just to ease the pressure off. Zidius again making a run. He brings it into the box. Good control here. As they look to go forward again. And it'll be a Brunswick Juventus ball. Opening minutes, Neil. How have you seen the game so far?
Oakleigh looks sharper. I think it's as simple as that, really. And that's exactly what you would expect as well. From the opening 15 minutes, Juve, I think, is a clear gap in quality, but it's only minimal, I would say. Let's not forget, this Brunswick Juventus team made up of a lot of players that have played at state league level in seasons gone by. Nusa Havdic is the prime example, of course, formerly of Sydenham Park in the past. He's been around everywhere, but including the likes of Danny City as well. But it's when you're playing against the best in the state at the moment, it's a very tall task. Here's Sinclair. Leaves a task for Camp Strong. Rolls it square. Guest. McGilp. From left to right they go. Forward. Labib. Now here is Joseph Ford, but it's excellently curated by Juve as they look to bring it down the line. And the Cannons win the throw.
In another game, Neil, Preston Lions leading 1-0.
That is a huge way to start your round 7 clash. What a way to imbue confidence early and set the tone. And Preston Lions on the national stage for the second time in just about a year. It would be quite something.
Zahavdic, lovely switch, finds Luka Pullen now, trying to drive forward. He has Zidius to his right. Kamara to the middle. He goes to Zidius. Whips in a deep ball. Zahavdic fancied himself. Right idea, but defenders of Oakleigh just getting in the way there. They look a lot quicker, Neil, when they move the ball around rather than trying to play through the middle, and I think that's where they can probably catch out Oakleigh.
Yeah, I think they are a lot more assured of themselves when they take that route to goal down the channels. And Nusa Havdic, we know he's a very exciting proposition and has done for many clubs, both in Australia and also overseas. FC Rosengard in Sweden. Ex-Victory Academy player as well. You feel as if he's been around for the better part of 10 years, but he's only 26. As Juve look to bring it forward. Kamara has space to drive. Into feet. And it's Zidius! Oh. What a glorious opportunity for James Zidius. And it was Luka Pullen who just slid at it. It was a tussle with, I believe, Jacob Tratt. But Zidius just with a bit too much mustard on the shot. But when you have the avenue of Salu Kamara in that midfield channel, he can really unlock a lot of space, and that's what he did right there.
Yeah, I think that's what they need more from Kamara. They do have Marko Basic as well, and Luka Lovic. Lovic will probably be better suited in a 6 role to do the clean-up, but yeah, a lot better there. Basidius, again, that's where Brunswick need to take their chances, at least test out Manos, force a save out of him that time. Ended up in the car park, so a lot better from Brunswick, but they've got to keep going. They can't afford to rest now. They've played 21 minutes so far. They might be down a goal, but they're definitely keeping up with Oakleigh now as they're going forward. So Hubditch battling hard. Then had Nikolic trying to drive forward, hugging that left-hand side as Ford clears to the line. It's one back by Brunswick. Opportunity for Campbell in the centre of the park. Got a bit of space in front of him. Sehabdic, a little flick over the top to Zidius. As Kamara's there to assist. Simioi looks one down the line. Pullen battling hard that time with Tratt. He comes out the better of the two. The chance comes in by Sev Havdic. It's squatted away by Manos. We've got a head clash there. Can't quite see who's on the floor, Neil.
I think it is, might be Brody Boyce. In fact, I don't think it is Brody Boyce, actually. But how about the ingenuity from Luca Pullen? Nutmegs Tratt. Bypasses Hampson. I think he's a player who's gone down here. Just in a bit of a head clash with Nusa Havdic. He's a tidy player to have, Luca Pullen. A bit of an unorthodox career he's had so far, but he's provided the goods so far for Juve. 4 goals this season so far, formerly of NKKRK and Bialka Przanka. It's sort of a find from a gold mine almost, Alex, and he certainly keeps quite the professional profile as well.
Yeah, he's had a slow start to the season. He's came in injured. He's slowly built his way back into the starting lineup, which is great to see. They look a lot better when he's in the side. It definitely helps Nusa Havdic as well. So Havdic playing that lone role at times and relying players to come off him. So he does give them that extra threat in the middle, at the top, sorry, and it just helps out. But yeah, again, great chase down. As you said, he's nutmegged one and almost laid it off to Ser Havdic for a clean shot. So desperate defending there by Oakleigh Cannons, but hopefully Tratt is okay. A little bit of friendly fire from his goalkeeper in Manos.
As if play will be restarted pretty shortly. Brunswick Juventus fans are quite dissatisfied. Probably was their best foray forward so far in terms of a complete team move, complete team action. As Manos will go long. Campbell with a strong communication. And is he able to head that away? Tratt might have unlocked the path for Duradovic, but the bouncing ball eventually is out for a Juve throw. It was an almighty scare last time for the Cannons. And a few rounds gone past, of course. It was easy pickings for them. Earlier portions of the New Balance Dockerty Cup. Up against the likes of Epping City. But it was that extra time clash against Sydenham Park which provided them all sorts of danger. Bit of a topsy-turvy run for them. Guest.
Just noticing the physicality difference, Neil, that Oakleigh really imposing themselves when they're trying to win the ball back, and it's just unbalancing Brunswick a little bit. As you can see here, they're coming out to Hampson on the left-hand side. Is again receiving the ball, waiting for reinforcements as Sinclair puts it into Guest. Always has two players around him. He's not allowed to be on his own, so that would have been direct from the coaches as they go back to track. His counterpart in Boyce as an opportunity for Campbell Strong. He finds Joseph Ford. So no real hurry to go forward here as McGilp joins in. Oakleigh just happy to hold up play and wait for the right chance as lovely ball out wide to Hampson. Looking to play the 1-2 with Sinclair.
Well, Juve have had to play plenty of stoppage time, or extra time, should I say, clashes throughout this Dockerty Cup. Of course, a few weeks ago, they faced off against Box Hill. Narrow 1-0 win.
Scored in 119th minute.
Yeah, it's as late as you can really get. And, of course, one on penalties, 5-4 against Hume City. A very high-scoring clash, that one. Just the 1-1, but in the end we got 11 goals. It depends if you constitute penalty shootouts as goals. I mean, some people like to, some people don't. I'm of probably the latter description. As Labib across the byline. No one to meet it in the middle. It would have been a very tall task. But the high-rising Luka Pullen is going to find the advent of James Exidius, but he's cut off diligently by Connor Hampson, who took one step too many. Trap. And midfield is gaping. And it's all Cannons players. Guest. Stepping past the centre circle. McGilp. Out wide is Sinclair. Part of the furniture here at the Oakleigh Cannons. The Kiwi, experience in the lower tiers of Germany as well. And Strong wins it back. Across the face. Oh, Duradovic. Tight angle. Acrobatic-esque. But just couldn't find the top left corner.
There was a big opportunity there for Duradovic to add to his goal tally. Just watching Labib there, he got, I think, injured into that challenge. He was right into the fence there. He was down for quite a while. He looks to have recovered. Just calling for the bench just to make sure that his hand's okay. Doesn't look too bad here. He's back on his feet running, so we'll keep an eye on that one. But a big let-off there for Brunswick Juventus. Duradovic knows he could have put that in the back of the net. You can see the frustrations afterwards from the informed striker. As Lovic, bit of a helicopter pass there, forced to Pullen. Needs two, couldn't get around the third. McGilp. Simple ball to Labib, who looks an overlapping run of Ford. He'll get it back again, so good football here by Labib. Had two to beat there. Brunswick desperate in defence. They go through Simioy. Sahavdic just couldn't get there in time. Still puts in a challenge. Can't really get the pass off there with Simioy again. He's getting, sorry, Dom Fowler, they're getting really involved. They turn it over cheaply there, Neil.
The combinations have been good at times. But it's very, very difficult when you're mounted by the press ahead of you. But for all intents and purposes, they're right in this. And from a pure physicality standpoint, they've got the experience, the requisite experience, and players that can take them through this tie. Campbell. Simioy. Made his debut as a teenager. Not quite at the age of 17 or 18. Just about the age of 15 when he played at this club in 2009 under a coach, I think you might have heard his name, Alex, Ange Postecoglou.
Yeah, I think he's heard it around the traps.
Of course, whilst the club was called Whittlesea Zebras. Kamara, that's a great ball. Sahavdic, and is it bounced in? It hasn't. Manos has kept it off the line. Wowee! The reaction speed to get behind that takes goalkeeping intuition, and he's executed it perfectly. At least from our vantage point, I don't think that crossed the line. But Nusa Havdic, he thought that was all about in. It bounced off the post and just didn't quite find its way in. See the replay here as players come to a halt. Kamara with the cross. It was a decent header from Zahavdic. Definitely took a deflection, I think, of Jordan Hall.
Yeah.
And I don't think that crossed the line, and Manos had to be quick to get it and recover. And he parried it away, almost just with flapping hands.
Wow.
Flippant,
what a
should I
reaction
say.
there.
Yeah, wow.
I mean, it took a big deflection there. Got a bit of a lucky break. It hit the post, but as you mentioned, the flappy hands have saved him. As we can see here, Connor Hampson down. And again, it's those chances that they have. Brunswick, and you feel like at least one or two of those gone in, they'll definitely be riding high, but they're still pressuring Oakleigh. I don't think Chris Taylor looks too concerned at this stage. Not a man of many words, but I'm sure he would have not been happy with that bit of passage of play there.
You see how the fans got up as well. It's, I think the utilization of musical instruments and megaphones and the like actually provide this sort of intangible element to these games, and Connor Hampson is the one who is in quite the precarious situation. He's receiving treatment as Kamara with tricky feet. Falla will reset for Brunswick Juventus. Nick Simioi. Just a few A-League appearances for Melbourne City as well for Nick Simioi. The ball is swung in. Tratt heads clear. Falla miscues, and he's able to brush off the challenge. Is Duradovic, and he won't want to face that a second time. Liam Price coming out of his box against the one that scored against him in Labib.
Again, hard in the mouth stuff there. I'm sure the coaching staff would have been really tense in that situation, but he came out, got there first. But again, that beautiful ball just to slice the defence apart, and I think that's been a difference for Oakleigh, is they're able to find that right ball. There's another chance here as Labib won't get there in time.
I mentioned that Jordan Hall cleared it away. It was actually Jacob Tratt. Jordan Hall's not starting tonight. They've just got such an incredible complement of centre halves to Oakleigh, and very hard done by Brunswick Juventus in that instance to get their first goal of the night.
Chance for Simioi now, just the captain trying to get his side going. They switch it over to the right-hand side looking for Zidius. Going back to Fala. Kamara. Just nothing really in front of him now as Brunswick look to recycle the ball. Nikolic. Ball down the line to Lovic. Basic did well. Just couldn't find the pass there to Kamara's going through, and Fowler giving away the foul. It's a stop-start football, Neil, that really makes it difficult. And it looks like a substitution here.
So Liston Diaz has made his way on for Connor Hampson. This is obviously a tactical switch that has been made. Kingsley Sinclair will, you'd argue, has actually been put into his more preferred left back position, or left wing back position, and Liston Diaz will play on the left. Of course, when you have the full complement of your players available, just about, aside from, of course, Alex Salmon, from a sort of a forward line perspective, you can make those tactical switches, and Kingsley Sinclair is as good as a fullback as we have ever seen, really, but a big concern for the Cannons, who I think would benefit from having Hampson's both aerial ability and crossing ability as well.
Yeah, definitely. He has had a few knocks in this game. They've obviously got to focus on Altona on Saturday away, so might be just precautionary there from Chris Taylor, but what a player to bring on Liston Diaz, who we know his attacking ability, and I'm sure he'll be looking to get on the score sheet tonight.
Still 1-0 at BT Connor Reserve. 1-0 here as well. Here's Lachlan Campbell. Options non-presentable at the base of midfield for Brunswick Juventus. Kamara weaves his way out of trouble. Simeoi, Fala. Well, they're pressing immensely high. Diaz venturing forward. Infield Sahavdic. Back to goal. Another trademark switch, which we've seen a fair bit of tonight from Nur Sahavdic. Zidius inverting into central midfield. Campbell. Pullen. Oh, beautiful work from Juve. It's Kamara. Enters the area. Wins the side. A corner. That's easily the best bit of play we've seen from Juve, especially down that right-hand side. See as the crowd's eyes lit up as Salu Kamara had space down that right-hand flank.
Yeah, it's definitely been really promising signs there when they moved that ball quickly. Just something with that switch that you mentioned. Just I'd like it to be a little bit more flatter. Just catch out Oakleigh. Whereas when they do go a lot higher, it gives Oakleigh players to get back into position. So maybe quick and fast like that little move there can catch out Oakleigh. So they do have a corner here and a good opportunity.
Swung in towards the back post. Manos punches away. On rushing is Marko Basic. And he will receive in time. And Juve won't have a second bite of the cherry just now. And they'll look to reset.
Labib coming all the way from the right-hand side to help there. So just been told to get back into position as Brunswick look to recycle the ball here. As Campbell looks upfield. Headed away there by Jacob Tratt. Under 6 minutes left to go, plus a couple of minutes of stoppage time here. First half gone rather quickly, Neil.
Yeah, I think time flies when you're watching entertaining football. That's a phrase I'll coin for tonight. I think Juve, you have to be honest, they've actually retained the bulk of possession, especially in these last 10 to 15 minutes, showing that they have the ascendancy and they're willing to play. And they're willing to definitely put their best foot forward as they've looked to unlock a bit of space, especially in this midfield channel, which is all too crucial. Perhaps I'm not the one that's cursed by commentators' curses.
Marko Basic there being just given a warning that time by Yanni Milidis. Listen, Diaz screaming for it here on the left-hand side. He really is itching to get a touch as Oakleigh recycle the ball for Tratt this time. Eventually gets it wide to Diaz. Good work there by Diaz. He had to ride the challenge, but the ball just going a little bit too far for Diaz that time.
Yeah, I think for Liston Diaz, he's going to find it a bit difficult to find space down this left-hand channel. Salu Kamara has been absolutely everywhere. I would just about say that his heat map when the game finishes will be very intriguing to see, because he's really occupied all spaces on the pitch and will also provide a very tough task for Liston Diaz as well. Not mistaking, of course, James Exidius, who is as NPL ready as anyone. As Juve fire a looping ball towards Pullen. The back post to Havdic! Across the face! And Juve open their accounts! The Giants of Victorian football could potentially etch another book into one of their famous campaigns of years gone by. It wasn't the prettiest, but they opened their account diligently.
Well, you took the words right out of my mouth there, Neil. It wasn't pretty at all. It was just going from end to end. I don't think Sir Havdic even meant that, but either way, it's gone in. Marko Basic there getting the goal. More importantly, right before half-time, Neil.
Well, who else? Marko Basic. I wanted to make sure that it was the man who's now scored his 4th goal of the campaign. It wasn't going to be all too smooth sailing for the Cannons as we look to enter the half-time break with plenty to ponder in the New Balance Dockerty Cup.
Sidious looking upfield, just slicing that one wide. We'll keep a close eye on the 4th official of how many added minutes there will be, but that's got a sting for Oakleigh to concede right before half-time. There's another ball over the top, headed down. Sidious sends it long. Sahavdic the target. They're going back to Manos via Boyce. Manos direct route looking for Labib, but that time Nikolic wins the header. And that's just given an extra spark to the fans here of Brunswick. As Manos just flipped at the last second, straight to Pullen now. Looks upfield. It was a poor cross, but not dealt with as Ford looks to clear.
Rarely do you see Oakleigh get outplayed, Alex. Preston were pretty apoplectic on the weekend for a large portion of this game, but Juve have actually outplayed them for the last 25 minutes. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're right, Neil. I think it's something that I think Juve prefer to have the ball, and maybe Oakleigh prefer just to the quick switch of the play there, but maybe not going to plan this evening so far. I was just waiting for the throw to come back in. They give it away cheaply to Boyce. Daratovic the target there, Labib. Been held well since that goal, as Sahavdic not even interested in that position of play there. Coming into the final minute here, 4th official will put up 3 minutes of added time as Diaz quickly takes the ball.
I think it's 3 from my vantage point. I'm not sure how good my eyesight it will be tonight, though. As the ball is sent down this left-hand channel. A task set for Diaz across the face. A near own goal, but eventually it's just cleared away by Juve. a bit of a scare on the edge of half-time. It's a Havdic. A late challenge from Campbell Strong, and he seems to be in quite a bit of pain here. But he's all okay, though. He's Nusa Havdic.
Yeah, he's constantly in the battles. Sir Havdic, he puts his body in the line each week. We see him after the game. A lot of times he's iced up. He's got a lot of bandages on him. That's how much he bleeds for that shirt. He gives it his all each game.
Just the ball from Diaz was well weighted, and Nick Simioy, inadvertently, I think, just kicked it into Price. And nearly, well, of course, it was a defensive error for the first goal. Another defensive error, which would have been easily preventable, would have been even worse. As the backwards header from Simioy goes astray. It'll be an Oakleigh goal kick, as we'll see the last minute and a half of proceedings here at CB Smith.
Manos to bring it back into play. Cleared by Zidius. Labib flicks it on. Campbell. He knows he can't put in a challenge after that early yellow card. Pullen, waiting for it patiently. Good work there by Diaz, just pickpocketing him. Running into too many black and white shirts as Kamara now almost gets swung around by McGill.
Took him for a spin. And I think that's very emblematic of what Salu Kamara has done tonight. He's taken everyone for a spin. He's just got the engine tank like no tomorrow. And well-travelled as well. I played college soccer in the US. Spent last year at Altona Magic. Some time at Metro Stars, Sydney United. Juve look to generate themselves a corner, but they can't do so.
And that is it of the round 7 New Balance Dockerty Cup match between Brunswick Juventus and Oakleigh Cannons. One apiece after Oakleigh got the opening goal via Labib. And then Marco Basic scoring in the 42nd minute. It's been a very entertaining game, Neil, but both sides have really lifted to their standards.
Sort of the modern giants of Victorian football up against one of Australia's historic giants. And a lot of these players from Brunswick Juventus are more or less unsung heroes in years gone by at their respective clubs. They've punched above their weight for 45 minutes. The question is, can they do it for the remaining 45? And more potentially to come if proceedings are still at 1 apiece, 2 apiece, 3 apiece. Who knows? It's the magic of the New Balance Dockerty Cup. We'll be back in about 15 minutes for the second half.
Yep. We on? Good. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this new Ballance Dockerty Cup Round 7 clash between Brunswick Juventus and the visiting Oakleigh Cannons. 1-1 at the halftime break. Alex Sivkorowski and Neil Symes bringing you all the live action. Neil, it's a pretty entertaining first 45 minutes despite the stats on the screen, but we're looking at a big 45 minutes from both these sides.
Yeah, season defining by way of silverware and also notoriety and an opportunity to play a very favourable opponent. Not to disrespect FC Bulleen Lions, but I think if either of these two sides would make it through, they would view them as an opponent which is very, very difficult. Of course, they had an 11-match unbeaten run, which went by the wayside on the weekend against Manningham, but one that is definitely within the vicinity of booking a place into the round of 32 of the Harn Australia Cup. Of course, the winner of this match goes into the playoff, which will be played in the next few weeks. Now Diaz came on just before the half for an injured Connor Hampson. Preston Lions, of course, 2-0 up against Caroline Springs George Cross as well. So our confirmed round of 32 participants, Heidelberg United. Of course, they secured a fairly easy 2-0 win over Bentley Greens last night. Goulburn Valley Suns went up early against FC Bulleen Lions, but succumbed to a 2-1 defeat. And they'll face the winner of this match. Bit of argy-bargy in the middle of the pitch, Alex.
Yeah. Former Brunswick Juventus player Lucas Vaz scoring a double for Bulleen Lions, so he's hoping maybe get a bit of a redemption and hopes Brunswick Juventus will come through. It's a free kick in a very dangerous position here. After that rough and tumble. So Oakleigh want to get the ball going, but Brunswick just holding things up. No changes at half-time, Neil, so we sort of expect that from Chris Taylor, but Anthony Barbieri just holding his cards close to his chest.
Yeah, I think the first 20 minutes were a bit nervy. Then they really came into their own in the last 25. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Chance now for Oakleigh to whip one into the box, into the hot spot. It's headed away. Probably not the greatest of shots there by Campbell Strong, but it'll be a free kick. As Nick Simioy, the captain, just leading by example, putting his body on the line.
Well, Brunswick Juventus would want to avoid another extra time clash. Of course, they've got a very, very intriguing few weeks up ahead as well. So we'll see as to how that takes shape.
We've just been told their game against Eltham Redbacks has been changed to Saturday, 7 p.m. So there's pulling now. Can he get to the end of it? Good challenge that time from Brody Boyce. So an extra day's rest for Brunswick Juventus, but they've got to get first over this hurdle here. First real chance of the game. Can they make a count? Yeah, a nervy couple of minutes here for Oakleigh now while they try to avoid conceding a goal early in this second half. Cross comes in. Manos, good grab there, Strong.
Well, that's what you get with Tom Manos. 99% of the time, he's a very, very, very good customer. Calls for a handball against Joseph Ford, waved away. as Nick Simeoy is going to enforce a press on Tom Manos, the 31-year-old. Played at centre-back for the better half of the first half. Of course, Mr. Reliable he can beat. As long as Havdic wins Juve a throw-in.
Bit unlucky there if they handball.
Yeah, we'll look on the replay here. Manos plays it long. The header from Falla. Yeah. Sure that will be a discussion point. And on to throw, Nenad Nikolic. Will he go long or will he go short? Seems as if the option will be short. He's taking his his time. Look towards the byline. Nikolic, second bite of the cherry. Basic. Falla, looping ball. And Ford able to deal with it well. Just the 4 appearances for Waterford in the League of Ireland, which is a booming league at the moment. 17 appearances for Port Perth Glory in the A-League. I think Nick Simeoy is in a bit of strife here.
Really just hunched over. Not sure if he's just taken a little bit of wind out of him. He's back on his feet, which is a good sign.
He's a warrior, Nick Simeoy, at the club since 2018 in his one of his few stints with Brunswick Juventus. He's seen the days of Kalandrella, Dario Vidosic, Rashid Mahanzi times 2. Basic, a beautiful turn, and he weaves his way through. Wants to play a low ball. Cut off, Lovic. Exidius! I'm not sure if that was a shot or a cross, but nonetheless, Marko Basic showing his technical acumen on full display there. That was a diligent turn and weaved his way through traffic fantastically well.
He's got that ability to just somehow find a way to get in, but as you said earlier on in the telecast, it's that final ball into the box that's really letting him down. Promising signs early on, though. The first 6 minutes, it's all been Brunswick Juventus, as we've got 2 balls on the field, and I think the photographer has to unfortunately get off the chair and get the ball.
That's fantastic. Many jobs. Photographer, ball boy. Very good.
Sirius brings it back into play. Was looking for Sahavdic and Pullen. It's gone through both. Simeoy again just getting in the way of things. As Oakleigh now look to turn their attention to attack. Cleared by Campbell. Sahavdic getting manhandled there, and no foul given as Oakleigh recycle through Manos.
Preston up 3 against George Cross. I think it's more or less a certainty that they're just about home. It's a looping ball towards the back post. Price. Oh, didn't deal with it well. And Diaz! In fact, I think it's actually 4, Alex. Preston up 4-0 against Caroline Springs George Cross. Jamal Ali added the 3rd and is lashed home by Jonas Markovsky. They will be on the national stage, barring a miraculous comeback from Eric Vasiliadis' side. It was about time that we see Preston in the Australia Cup. Round of 32 proper. Denied by Whittlesea United last year. South Melbourne in the year gone prior, as there's a very big scuffle here between Cameron McGill. And I think that might be Nikolic, but Kamara, and now back into the trusty hands of Tom Manos.
A few little spot fires just happening in the second half there. So Manos going short to Boyce. Ford. Kamara just inserting his physicality on Campbell Strong there, so not afraid to throw his body around despite the opposition. It's another ball over the top. Campbell clears. Sahavdic just playing behind. And Oakleigh just finding it a little bit difficult in this second half. In the opening 10 minutes, they've really been put on the back foot early on, Neil.
Yeah, I think they need to find a moment of magic. And ironically enough, when you think of the Cannons in years gone by, you think of Valentini, Salmon, even Chris Lucas, among others, Wade Decker. It's a different complement. Duradovic, Labib, and Listen Diaz. It's they've kept and retained most of their squad in those, of course, championship-winning years of 2022 and 2024, as Diaz looks to loop the ball in. Price is able to claim and took that with much conviction.
They always seem to find a golden nugget in the mid-season transfer window. It's always a centre-back of an ex-A-League team. So Chris Taylor has his scouting report net far and wide just to the A-League centre-backs at the moment.
Juve could be on here. It's Marko Basic, Kamara with the 1-2. They look out wide for Nurse Havdic. He's only got Basic to beat. Tussle between the two number 10s. As Fala looks towards that central left-hand side. Lovic. Kamara. Back to goal past McGill. He's been forced into a bit of a corner here. He has to get rid of it in time. He did so. But Liam Price says, I'm not taking any chances, and is going to send that out of play for Oakleigh throw. And now Labib. This could be a very, very big warning sign for the Oakleigh Cannons. Arguably the standout so far this season. Labib. Arriving across from Western Australia. Has an injury concern. And this does not only just have ramifications for their cup clash tonight, but their title charge has largely been directed in part by that man, the number 19, Labib.
Yeah, it looks like the right hamstring is, or the groin area. So he's definitely felt in pain. Just see him, he was hobbling off on that play there. He wasn't really getting involved. So it's a big loss for him. They've just had Connor Hampson come off in the first half, and they can't afford to lose Labib. That might force another change from Chris Taylor as play goes on, as Sidious hasn't been streaming forward as much in the second half as he was in the first. It's a good run here from Luka Pullen, but Sahavdic just out-muscled there as Guest. Just a bit too far for him. Ford.
If you want updates from New South Wales, Fraser Park, Football New South Wales League 2 club, I believe, are up against Sydney Olympic and are winning, which would be a real crazy turn of events if they're able to make it through. Sydney United are up 3-0 against Blacktown City as well, and it's 0-0 between Apia and Rockdale Illingdon.
It's a huge match, that one.
You just about wish that both of those teams could be in the round of 32. Because Rockdale defeating Hakoa. Labib's back on the park now. And has been immediately dispossessed by Luka Lovic. Space for Juve down this right-hand flank, and it's an on-rushing James Exidius. Basic available at the back post, but headed away by Brody Boyce. Zahavdic gives away the free kick, much to the discontent of the Brunswick Juventus grandstand on this broadcast side.
Yeah, it didn't look like a lot in that one, but the referee and third official on the far side had a better view. McGill, I think might have taken a dive on that time. Can't quite confirm that nor deny it either. But Campbell now looking to go long. Sahavdic the target. Use his body well. Oh, it's Kamara now. He's got Basic wide. Overlapping. Lovely ball. Cross comes in near back post. Oh! Sahavdic, I don't think he's expecting it to get to him. Big chance there for Brunswick Juventus.
Oh, and the game has begun to open up. This time through Diaz. Across the face. Oh, Dom Fella sent that into the car park. Nearly. Just about. This is the epitome of the New Balance Dockerty Cup. A fizzing cross from Nenad Nikolic. And Oakleigh players are down and out here. And dare I say, Alex, the 3-day turnaround is beginning to hurt them a little bit.
It looks like Campbell's strong there. Yeah, you're right, Neil. I think it's taken a little bit of a toll because Labib was down a few minutes ago. Campbell's strong. It's gone down as well. So this could be a real testing time for Oakleigh. And Altona Magic will be watching this one very, very closely. They're trying to avoid that relegation battle that they're in. Will it force a change here? Looks like it might be a change. Coming on is, looks like I think Brandon Giaccarini, the former Goulburn Valley Suns player.
Oh, it's a baptism of fire for him. Hasn't seen too much football this season. Did come off the bench against Preston. And it will be that man, Brandon Giaccarini, to come on. Corner from the Cannons. Price gets it away as far as Basic, who outside of the foot pass does find Salu Kamara. Deflected. Basic. Oh, what a ball! The Travella pass couldn't find Pullen. But even you had to exclaim as to what a pass that was. They win it back here to Juve. Here's Pullen again down this right-hand channel. Approaching the right-hand touchline. Cross-fired in. Kamara, the intended target. It bounces around between Cannons players. This game on a knife edge as Diaz wins the free kick for the Oakleigh Cannons. Do not adjust your TV sets, iPad, iPhone, Samsung, whatever device you're watching this on. It's all happening here at CB Smith Reserve.
Wow, what a chain of events there. Fans here on the edge of their seats. Just a couple of opportunities there for Brunswick Juventus. And it's really starting to get on top of Oakleigh now as Simioi. Unorthodox approach, but he'll get it to the line. And Oakleigh now have really got to step up their game. They've been outplayed in this second half so far. Can Brunswick Juventus get a goal here? Ford takes a deflection. Easy one for Liam Price. Marco Basic called for it. Brings it back down to Kamara, but getting in the way is It was Giorgio that's come on.
Yeah, I was about to remark. Yeah, James Giorgio, of course, formerly of Melbourne City's academy. And, of course, FTS. He also did come off the bench on Sunday against Preston. That's a nice bit of play to Diaz. Duradovic was there. And that was perhaps a moment of urgency that probably didn't require the attempted diagonal ball. James Giorgio also spent time at FTS Academy. Trap. Boyce. Ford. Took a deflection. Guest. Labib. Outdone by Basic, who will win it back for Brunswick Juventus.
Nikolic to bring it back into play. Going the long route to Sehavdic. Brings it down. Lovely switch there to pull it now. Just a tad too long as Manos comes out. Tom Manos. Really showing his ability as a keeper so far in his second half. He's kept a few chances out for Brunswick. No allowing him to go. It's a good run here and now for Oakleigh. Going forward. Cross comes in low. Duradovic. Oh, it's going to be a corner.
Oh, Price at his near post. Stood strong. It's really, really good goalkeeping. And the cross as well. Probably one of Oakleigh's best. And you would expect Liston Diaz to create many, many more opportunities like that. As Juventus just slightly on the receiving end of a barrage of Oakleigh attacks. Corners like that don't really help, though. We're in a flash. We're at the 67-minute mark here in the New Balance Dockerty Cup. Round 7 clash. The winner, just a reminder, will face FC Bullying Lions in the next round, which is a playoff match, which will determine both place in the round of 32 of the Australia Cup and also a Dockerty Cup semi-finals berth to be played in the catch-up round in just over 2 weeks' time. Oh, liquid football from Juve, and Nikolic couldn't keep it in play.
Jeez, the assistant referee on our side must have had laser vision there. That was close.
Oh, the football purist in me would have loved that to continue, but nonetheless, Juve are robbed of another counter-attacking opportunity. And the Cannons will look to reply distinctly. Ford. Usurped in possession. Brody Boyce. Oh, tackles flying. Here it's CB Smith. As McGilp, an eloquent turn, will look to strike one. This is peak Victorian football, Alex Sivkorovsky.
Hell, they don't call it the centre of the universe for no reason.
Just in that mere 30 seconds, you saw fantastic play down that left-hand channel. Then the ball got played in again, and tackles are flying like no tomorrow. It's emblematic. And really epitomises what we have in this state, Alex.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure to watch it and bring you the action every week. I hope you're enjoying it at home. The fans are really riding a wave of emotions. Every challenge is felt. Every ball going forward is an opportunity at goal. That time, Cameron McGill, he hit the post, but just on the outside of the fence. So Ford, lovely ball down the line as Labib chases as Good work that time by Liam Price. 20 minutes left to go here at CB Smith Reserve, and could we go to extra time, Neil, is the question.
I think we'll get a goal. I just don't know how many, to be honest. I think there has to be something forthcoming from this contest. The shots that have arrived with purpose for both these sides. And I think both sides have, of course, got fixtures this weekend. Both not on Friday, obviously, but still, you want to rotate the legs somehow. That's not quite something that Chris Taylor is known for, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. 20 minutes left in this second half by way of regulation time.
Chance now. It's Guest that takes a deflection. And Liam Price grabs that one safely in his hands. As Campbell looks to play it into Luca Pullen. Probably needed just a little bit more power behind that one as Oakleigh now going forward. Lovely ball. Juratovic now to Labib, but getting in the way is Nikolic. He clears to safety.
He's been immense tonight. And then Nikolic. And every single Juve player making an argument as to why they shouldn't be substituted, because Anthony Barbieri doesn't seem to see a reason as to why he should look to his bench so far. 70 minutes into this contest as the foul is given away by Luca Pullen.
Well, he does have a well-known figure on the bench, Sean Ellis there, who we know he's capable of scoring a goal or two. We've got Samuel Dwyer, who's from WA, formerly of Stirling, Macedonia, so he's able to score a couple of goals as well. And got experienced defender Alex Castiello, so plenty of opportunities for him here as Oakleigh now with the free kick. Guest over the ball. Well, he's gone short. I'm not sure who was that to, but even the best ones do make a mistake from time to time.
He's not quite prone to making mistakes, but he has one down there as another cheap foul given away from Brunswick Juventus. These cheap fouls might come back to bite them, as they'll have themselves another set piece on a very, very obtuse angle here.
I think it suits Oakleigh more if they slow the game down. The more the game's in play, it will suit Brunswick Juventus, but a good chance here for Oakleigh.
Swung in, Price palms it away, and Giorgio, his eyes lit up. He struck it hard, he struck it way too long from the 20-year-old. Well, we're at a point in which we've reached a standstill. The moment to breathe, just about, for Price to send this one long. He, of course, also formerly of Stirling, Macedonia.
Savdic a target again.
Oh, that's going to be Oakleigh ball as well. Juve most definitely on the back foot. Boyce, infield McGilp. Out wide, Sinclair. Diaz looking infield. Giorgio, nice play from the Cannons. Juratovic can't quite bring it down. He eventually does so. Guest. Lateral ball for Sinclair to run on. Assesses his options. McGilp. Tratt. Ford. Inverting. Lebib. The two Western Australians combining. All this possession. Will it lead to a meaningful attack? Diaz now drifting in that central channel. As it's cleared away by Juve. Then again so by Nikolic. That was tame. Basic. Zahavdic. Trat. And now Price again claims. They've held their own defensively. Campbell.
We could pull in there, wanted a free kick for his teammate, but it's played down the line, and Price will hopefully pick this one up and ensure that he's got it in safe hands. We've just seen Oakleigh starting to get more into the game over the last 10 minutes. The first 15 or so was all Brunswick Juventus, and now Oakleigh starting to get more into the game now, so we will see them pick up the pace a little bit more and put the pressure back on. We know that they've got plenty of players on the bench who can also step in. They've already made a sub with Liston Diaz coming on. Labib looks like to have recovered from that earlier knock. Oh, it's his opportunity now as Guest now out wide to Labib. Basic just sliding, trying to tackle him.
I think he's trying to grab his shirt.
You've got to slow him down any way you can as Ford. Brunswick get numbers behind the ball. Oakleigh trying to spread the field here. Kamara just putting the pressure on. Ford now. This will suit Brunswick Juventus. Then happy to just allow Oakleigh to go side to side. Cross comes in. It's a deep, deep cross in there. Too long for Juratovic. And it'll be another goal kick.
Yeah, that was very needless from Liston Diaz. I think he saw Juratovic in space, but across from that deep, wasn't really going to find the target. But they're looking for just quite a direct route to goal. And it really isn't forthcoming for either side at the moment. That's Price. Oh, a player slipped for Juve, but went all the way through to Joseph Ford. Manos marshals his defenders. Boyce. Trat. Sinclair. Guest. Lovic. Nice bit of play, but that wasn't the right ball. Juventus coaching staff not too happy. All the work, but nothing to show for it. Nikolic gets it away. Guest. Again, Nikolic. Oh, the trickery from Dom Falla. And Basic, unable to retain possession. Guest in field. Juve were pressing, and now they're happy to sit off. Retain the pressure. Guest. Simeoi. Guest again. Receives inboard yet again. And Salu Kamara. I thought he might have drawn the foul there, but it's a real tenacious area of the pitch that both sides are operating within. No foul on Dom Falla. Giorgio. Trat. Lateral ball. That time for Cameron McGilp. Sinclair will look to drive down that left-hand channel. He's beat past one. The ball wasn't quite.
Yeah, both teams just giving it away cheaply when they get a chance near their final third. Some tired legs out there from both sides. It'll be interesting to see whether Anthony Barbieri makes a change. I know Chris Taylor, unless he has to, will make a change. Otherwise, happy to play with his starting 11. Price to bring it back into play. Under 10 minutes left to go here. Will we see a goal before full time, or will it go into extra time?
Well, Preston Lions, I cannot believe I'm saying this, up 6-0
Wow.
against Caroline Springs George Cross. Mind you, their strongest 11 are playing tonight. That's a rampant challenge on Nenad Nikolic. But 6-0. It's an emphatic win.
That is not a good night for the Georgie faithful there.
Nikolic is still in a heap here. He's not too happy at all. Physio is on.
Surprisingly, no caution given as well.
One to ponder. But it certainly was a challenge that rendered a free kick and a bit of magic spray to boot. Marko Basic to swing this in as we enter the final 10 minutes of regulation time here at CB Smith Reserve. Extra time is beckoning. And they'll have to do it with 10 men. Alex Sivkorovsky.
Yeah, I think Nikolic there hobbling as Basic whips in a big ball, falls on the edge of the box. Battling hard. Fowler flicks it out wide. Basic now has Nikolic. He'll test his legs. Oh. They get a corner out of that, so good result in the end.
And Nick Simioi had to weave his way and get himself in a good position. And I think an Oakleigh player, Brody Boyce in fact, is finding a bit of an injury concern here.
Yeah,
He looks to be okay though. Might just be winded.
Big chance here for Brunswick Juventus. The corner comes in. It's deep. Zidius. Need to be on target there. Manos with the quick release. Zidius recovers. Go wide to Basic. Has Kamara. And it'll be another throw here. Nenad Nikolic seemed to have recovered. Get it back again. It's cut off by Labib. Sidious to head it back into play. McGilp got up high. Kamara trying to bulldoze his way through. McGilp now swings it wide to Diaz. It's a poor cross from Liston Diaz there as Brunswick are able to recover now through Zidius. Looks upfield, but again it's a poor turnover from Brunswick. Driving forward. Ford. Back to Trapp. Joseph Guest trying to get involved as well. Just trying to draw out the Brunswick defenders. Diaz coming back into the middle. Still going Diaz. He has a shot. Ooh. And Liam Price just happy to milk up some precious seconds.
I think they're happy to see this go to extra time. They know that Oakleigh will have tired legs. And Chris Taylor has not gone to his bench for any tactical substitutions. Really, aside from James Georgiou, who's made his way onto the park. Of course, Listen Diaz came on in the first half due to injury. So they've got one window left in this half. Campbell. James Exidius. Sahavdic. Lateral ball and space for Brunswick Juventus. Nenan Nikolic! Oh. Saved by Manos. Lovic keeps it in play. Basic. Can Nikolic get the cross away? He can. Back post. Sahavdic heads it down. And Guest clears. The crowd erupts here at CB Smith Reserve. The game brought back to life. Price has to go long. Does so. Lovic heads on. Pullen was in space. A foot race with Sinclair. And he's won it. Has Pullen, but he hasn't in the end. Kiwi does well.
What a save that was from Manos.
Oh, just right space, right time for Nenan Nikolic, but Tom Manos did really well. And can Juventus find the gaps yet again to enter the final 4 minutes of regulation time here in this round 7 New Balance Dockerty Cup clash. Brunswick players are spent. They can only give so much. Throw in now does arrive. Trat. Lovic. Exidius. Looping cross. Manos claims. Oh, he slipped. And a space. An opportunity for Basic. He's made a meal of it. Oh. Tom Manos, a goalkeeper with only a few mistakes in him. And Marko Basic sat on that for far too long. Duradovic now. Can the Cannons put away the dreams of Brunswick Juventus? And Marko Basic just had Manos to beat. He's been so good tonight. And that will be a mistake he will rue in weeks to come as the free kick arrives for the Oakleigh Cannons from about 25 yards out.
Wow. What a chance there for Basic. Could have been the hero to send Brunswick through to the next playoff game. And like you said, we just sat on it for too long. Just a cheeky little dink over the top and it would have gone in.
Huh. And you'd think for all his heroics tonight, he's been an immensely influential player, that he would provide the sealer. But conversely, Joe Guest, Cup specialist, Mike Cockrell medalist. Can he deliver the gut punch? It's fashioned in. And no Cannons players able to head it home. As we head in to the 90th minute in what has been a cup classic at CB Smith Reserve. Liam Price says, everyone goes up.
Wow.
Play continues. It's a high ball. Georgiou gets to it first. Basic and Ford in a foot race. And Ford did immensely well there. And Nikolic gets out of play. The question is as to how many minutes of stoppage time will be added on. Neat work from Ford. Basic, Kamara. Nikolic keeps it in field. McGilp. 4 minutes of out of time. Georgiou. Chip ball through and eventually cleared by Basic. Georgiou hacks it down. Ford. Lebib. Ford again. Dispossessed. Kamara. Eventually, free kick awarded to Brunswick Juventus.
Yeah, far too many times just holding on to the hand and the shirt as Kamara tried to break through. So 4 minutes of time added on there by the fourth official. Will we see a goal? Will it go into extra time? You can see a lot of the players are just trying to get some deep breaths back into their lungs. They want to make sure that they've got enough energy left. Anthony Barbieri yet to make a change, so he's obviously thinking about the extra time as it's cleared. Dom Fala as Guest puts a ball over the top. Price gets there first. Neda Nikolic there. Falls back to Simioi. He puts a darting ball, but it's too straight. And straight to Tom Manos there, who releases McGilp. Tries to flick it down the line, and Xidius wins it back, but it'll eventually be called back for a throw. Will there be a hero before the full-time whistle, Neil?
I don't think so. We'll see. Boyce. Ford. The cross wasn't a great one. No foul. And referee just letting things go at the moment. Guest out wide for Diaz. This is great football from the Cannons, and Diaz can't keep it in. The ball was overhit from Joe Guest. And with about 1.5 minutes left, Juventus will have the final say.
No subs look to be ready to come on, so we'll be looking like they'll keep him for the extra time, as Liam Price will look to bring it back into play here. We've played 2 minutes out of the 4. Goes to the direct centre. Flicked on by Sev Havdic there as Ford cleared. Labib. McGilp. Goes wide that time to Sinclair. Diaz now. Cross comes in, but it's cleared by Campbell. We'll be geared up for another half an hour of football here. Cross comes in again. Oh, it's hit the crossbar. Nervous moments there, Neil.
Oh, wow. Well, extra time is beckoning here in the New Balance Dockerty Cup. Round 7 action. I think Liam Price is going to take as much time as he needs, as we will have full time probably in just a few seconds, unless we have one last opportunity for Brunswick Juventus. It doesn't seem as if we will, as it's infield for Diaz. Extra time in round 7. At least another half an hour to go in this New Balance round 7 Dockerty Cup clash. Well, Alex, it's been entertainment-fueled. Yet, what will the requisite outcome be as we approach?
Well, it'll be which team has managed to get their players ready. We know Brunswick played on Sunday as well as Oakleigh, so it's more about who's recovered in those last couple of days. Obviously, Brunswick playing Port Melbourne, who are at the bottom, and Oakleigh playing Preston. But this is where somebody's just got to really step up. Obviously, Brunswick have a full bench to choose from, whereas Oakleigh did make that change with Giorgio and Diaz. So, but we know Chris Taylor, you definitely have something up his sleeve. He knows how to get his boys going, and the next 30 minutes will determine who goes into that playoff against FC Bully and Lions. We'll be watching this very, very closely, Neil.
Oh, I'm sure they will, and as they should. I'm sure all eyes will be on this game at the moment. Alex, of course, a tantalising last 10 minutes of regulation time. We'll take you through the other clashes tonight, as the megaphone has a bit to say. RP are up 1-0 against Rockdale Illington. They will be booking their place if they can hold on. Sydney Olympic, a 90th minute goal against Fraser Park. They are through to the Australia Cup, despite being in a very, very perilous position in the New South Wales NPL. Well, that is quite intriguing. They sit, yes, bottom by 4 points in the New South Wales NPL. They'll be in the Australia Cup for 2026. And, of course, the headline item, Preston Lions through to the national rounds of the Hahn Australia Cup for the first time in their club's history. And we'll be back with you in about a minute to kick off extra time.
Penalties will be even longer, so this gives it that element of excitement.
Well, we have quite the ensemble for the Australia Cup this year so far. I'm just going to roll off the names. Sydney Olympic, Sydney United, Preston Lions, Heidelberg United, SD Raiders, Azul United from Football Northern Territory, quite the compliment this year, Alex Ivkorovsky. Of course, the winner of this match will not determine who comes through completely. But, of course, the playoff game against Bullying Lions to follow in the next few weeks. Oakleigh have made a change. Oncoming will be Mark Petherliotis. And offcoming will be Lebib, Mark Petherliotis. Spend time at George Cross. Sean Ellis has also come on as well. I don't think it goes without saying. He is an enormous player to have in these moments. He's clutch. He is a clutch player to have. And that's why they brought him to CB Smith Reserve. Alex Ivkorovsky take us through extra time.
As Brunswick will be kicking to the right of screen. Will we see a Sean Ellis goal to get Brunswick into the next playoff game? If anyone can do it, it'll be him.
Absolutely. So, forgot to add one more team. The team that qualified in December, South Melbourne Hellas, of course.
Of course, could we forget that?
Pretty poor mistake on my behalf.
Well, they won't be playing in the Dockerty Cup, but they will be playing in the Australia Cup.
Yes, that is a very important distinction. Nervy moments playing out of the back for Brunswick Juventus. Here's McGilp. Ford. High looping cross. Diaz was there. Exidius was there too. And Joe Guest will take the corner at the Luke Radzminski end. See him in the fluoro over there, LMR.
Let's hope he won't have to do any ball boy duties as Joe Guest whips one in. Cleared away by Kamara. He follows it up again. Ooh, big centre back in Tratt. Little chip up the line as Sehavdic plays it into Lovic. Oh, dangerously there, and they get away with it as the captain in Simioi just composes himself. Kamara. Referee and assistant just have a look at each other, and it'll be a Brunswick Juventus ball. There's a chance now for James Exidius to bring it back into play. Sehavdic. Referee says play on. Headed away by Campbell. Going forward now, it's Diaz. Diaz thinks in the back post. Oh, there was an opportunity there for Petriotis, but it's going to be an offside call there.
That's the first one of the night.
Oh, yeah, we have. I was about to say that. Interesting, Campbell, although he got that yellow card early on, he's been quite good in defence. Definitely don't want to jinx him.
I mean, you've got a very, very, very seasoned veteran defender in Alex Castiello available, who's got plenty of top flight experience. Of course, against Oakleigh, spent plenty of time in Altona in years gone by. But you know what? The tried and tested method, that's an excellent touch from Sehavdic. The pass was quite good too. Basic, Lovic, wide ball. Simioi available. Cross does come in. And Boyce gets it clear. Campbell. Oh, that's such good work to find the advent of Salu Kamara. Here's Sean Ellis. The reverse pass. Kamara sends it into the mixer. Juventus fans asks, who's there? To which they will surely look to answer in the next 15 minutes of this first half of stoppage time. Simioi heads down. Price. And Campbell. Oh, that is exquisite distribution from Price. He's undone, though, by McGilp. Was Kamara. Out wide again. Here is Cameron McGilp. Dom Fella. Weaves past one. Lovic. From left to right. Ellis. The Scotsman. Delivers a near pinpoint ball. Getting front position was Luka Lovic, but so too was Mark Petriotis. As Juve give away the foul.
Guess looks to move it on quickly. The block there is Ellis. Go to Fowler, who's right next to him. I'm sure those two have played that ball to each other a number of times over the years. As they go back to Liam Price in goals. No real movements here by the forwards. James Exidius was waiting for it. Good work here by Kamara. Looks to put one over the top. It's a hard run here from Nikolic. Basic. Kamara just took too much of a heavy touch there from Salu Kamara as Oakleigh looked to go through Peferoidis. Little dink over the top to Guest. Offside flag is raised.
Oh, listen, Diaz wasn't too happy with the call, and he goes into the book. It was a good finish, though. And receives a bit of back chat from the Juve fans. Yeah, he's way off there. Way off there.
Yeah, fair call.
Oh.
And Brunswick look to make another change here, Neil.
Yeah, actually, I just mentioned Alex Castiello. I think he might be the one to be brought on. I think you've got the binoculars, so you've got a much better eyesight than I do.
Looks like Castiello will be coming on. It'll be interesting to see who they take off. As good work there by Campbell. Quickly taken as Oakleigh want to get the game going. Trap. Happy to switch sides now as going forward is Brody Boyce back into his counterpart in Tratt. Sinclair looking for Diaz. He made the run into the middle but chose to ignore him. As the cross comes in. Good touch there from Georgia. Got to be careful here. Plenty of players in the box. They managed to get it through and get out of trouble. It's Kamara getting involved. Looking for Sehavdic, but it's all Oakleigh in the back line now.
Guest dispossessed. Kamara. Searching ball was for Ellis. But Tratt and Sinclair were able to clean up. Eight minutes of the first 15 gone. Boyce. Crossfield ball finds Liston Diaz. Goes wide, searching ball into the box, and Price claims. After that, a real error in the first few minutes. He's really come to life. This is James Exidius. Campbell. Simioi. Kamara.
Oh, beautiful football.
And it was good football, but as you remarked, but wasn't quite directed in the right place in the end. Manos. Sinclair. Happy to knock it around the back. No need to provide urgency just yet. Here's Tratt again. They look to utilise the wider channels. Through Guest. Ford. Bypasses his marker. And Nick Simioi, who's been just about there for every cross. There or thereabouts. The revolving pattern is Oakleigh with possession and trying to find the requisite passes to make. Ford. Oakleigh will reset now.
Good pressure here from Brunswick. They're just not allowing Oakleigh to get out of trouble. They eventually find Sinclair, left-hand side here. Going back to Georgiou. There's a deep cross in there. Price is there and grabs it with both hands. So an easy pick up for him. Now he's lays it out to Campbell. Campbell looks upfield looking for Sean Ellis, but you just sense the frustrations from the U of A fans, and they know they can deliver a much better pass than that. And just having a look at the bench, it looked like Brunswick will be making a change at the next breaking play. It's a ball over the top. Nikolic headed it down to Peferoidis. There's that one is gone out for a throw, and it will be Brunswick as the substitution now will be made. No, the fourth official just getting the board ready now.
And Daniel Papadakis will put up the board.
It looks like a double substitution for... No. Not sure what's going on there, but players are rushing. It'll be 3 and 13.
And now Nikolic and Robert Tachenko to come on. And as we remarked before, Alex Castiello might come on, or only just the one changed. Yeah. I'm not sure. I think 2 players came off, and I just, unless my eyes deceive me, but the board didn't come up for the second change, so we might have to do a bit of investigation here, a bit of investigative journalism. Ball's poked over the top now. It's Duradovic with the auspicious attempt.
Castiello's gone back to warming up.
Ah, interesting. Of course, Tachenko, formerly of the Monaro Panthers. Of course, ACT based for much of his career. Also played for Canberra, Croatia in the inaugural Australian Championship in 2025. He would have faced off against like the Preston Lions, Avondale. Tricky customers for Tachenko, and not the path you see quite often from MPL ACT to MPL Victoria or VPL 1. McGill. Loose ball. Diaz was licking his lips. Sehavdic, Boyce. Foot and head tennis at the moment. As Guest finds Duradovic. Incisively, Diaz didn't have a lot of space to work with. And an offensive foul, I think, against Liston Diaz. He needs to be very careful. He already gave away a cheap yellow card, and that's not the way you want to go off.
It's very lucky the referee hasn't pulled out a red ticket for him. But I would say that'll be his last warning, though. It's anything else after that, he might be out for the next game. But he's counting his lucky stars at the moment as Liam Price to bring it back into play here. 2 minutes left to play in his first extra time stoppage, as it's cleared that time by Sinclair. Simioi brought down to Guest, who flicks it on. Campbell. It's a hot ball at the moment. Diaz coming away with it. He fancies himself. Oh, it's bobbled out. But Price gets there first.
Yeah, listen, Diaz, he's such a dangerous player to have. And he has the ability to score those cracking goals too. That's really good physicality on cue from Kingsley Sinclair. No foul forthcoming. Out wide is James Georgiou on the left-hand channel. Shaping left. Ball to the back post. And, I think Mark Petheriotis was offside. As, we have the 2 minutes of added time in this first half of stoppage time.
Majority of the game being played in a centre. Haven't seen too many attacking options from Brunswick Juventus, so they might want to just put the pressure back on Oakleigh for a minute or so. Simioi getting a leg in as Georgiou, as Oakleigh now look to move it forward. Campbell won the head up, forceful Peferotis. Plays it back out to Diaz. Gets back on his feet. It's all awkwardly cleared, but Zidias now can come away with it. Ellis. And that's a poor pass for James Zidias there.
Yeah, had to be right there. Had to get it right, and he didn't. And aren't these Brunswick Juventus players putting their body on the line? It's been barrage after barrage. Fitness is potentially more in favour of the Oakleigh Cannons at the moment. You wouldn't know that they've played 90 minutes on Sunday by their performance in this first half of stoppage time, as Sinclair shakes the challenges, can't quite find the ball for Georgiou. And Simioi says, anywhere will do. And we'll see the final opportunity for the Cannons. Tratt. Lateral ball. McGilp. Marpetaliotis. Sits on it for a while. Guest upended. Chance for Brunswick Juventus. Won't be forthcoming as the final 15 minutes will be utilised as the primary avenue for either side to book their place into the next playoff match of this New Balance Dockerty Cup. Otherwise, spot kicks will be the determining factor.
It's going to be a big 15 minutes for both these teams. There'll be some very tired legs out there. But if we don't find the goal in that time, we'll go to the dreaded penalties, and then somebody has to step up to the plate. Will it be a heroic save, Neil, or would it be a off the woodwork or complete miss, do you reckon?
Penalties haven't even entered my conscience yet. This game is befitting of another goal. This game is most definitely befitting of that. Despite that first half of extra time not really being the most entertainment-fueled, I'm sure we'll see a lot of toing and froing in this second half. But Cannons from right to left, Juve from left to right. And there will be, I think, maybe a change. I think the board has been prepared. Juve will be the ones to make it the change. And the change is... You've got the binoculars, so you can... I think Alex Castiello is finally going to come on.
He's taken his bib off a few times. I don't think if he comes on now, he'll just walk straight to the change room, have a shower and have an early night.
Yeah, it's just Christian Tremonta and Samuel Dwyer, the only other two players that are available. And in fact, it will be a double change. Salu Kamara to come off. Samuel Dwyer has made his way onto the park. Surely Castiello is not going to wait any longer. Oh, he will?
I'm surprised he hasn't thrown that bib out and gone, I'm going home.
Oh, dear me.
Poor bloke has he's finally made the change there. I think it's Nusa Havdic has come off.
Oh, well, it took a while for that to be confirmed, but Samuel Dwyer has made his way onto the park. Of course, the arrival in the off-season. Played his trade at Selly Macedonia, Bayswater, Croatia. Also stinted at Green Gully a few years ago.
Yeah.
Not sure many will remember that. I don't.
I'm sure they'll be looking at him as the one that got away because they're desperate need of goals. Scored on his debut here for Brunswick Juventus as Ellis flicks that one on. So 15 minutes left to go before the dreaded penalties. Who will be the hero in that time? As lovely switch over for Samuel Dwyer. As he's not able to get on the end of that one. As they go back to Manos. Trap. Bit of space in front of him. Looks like Sean Ellis going to that forward role rather than the wing. Headed down is Dom Fowler. Splits the middle. Basic. Lovely turn. Lovic now. Spreading the field here is Brunswick Juventus. Cross comes into the box. It's too deep as Dwyer trying to chase it down. He has 3 Oakleigh players around him. McGilp going back to Boyce as it cleared. Good work by Campbell. He's been rock solid.
Oh, he's been immense tonight. Probably Juve's most consistent. I think Salu Kamara had a great first half, really tailed off as the game wore on. I think that would have been the directive from Chris Taylor. At the break, Dwyer has space, cutting onto his right, rolls it across. Exidius looks to curl it. He's known to fire from those angles and just didn't provide. Wasn't forthcoming from a former Altona man. And Green Gully man, of course, as we mentioned before, won the Dockerty Cup with the Greens under John Anastasiadis in 2018. Trat. Basic upended. McGilp, Guest, forced to go back to Boyce. And Exidius has one out here initially. Oh, he won't go a second time. He might have been in an offside position. Alex nods, so I take that to be true. Forward. It's now or never here for both sides. Pethriotis. Isolated. Cross does come in towards the back post. It's Liston Diaz! Golden! The opportunity was certainly golden. And he had to pierce the top right corner. And for a player who has 6 goals to his name this season, you would expect him to at least get it on target.
Well, you would have bet your house on him to get that in the back of the net, and what a miss that was from Diaz. Juve breathed a sigh of relief. Diaz looks to the heavens, but it's not going to be raining for him. Can't blame anything but himself, as Price gets the hurry along from the referee. Lovic and McGill battling hard. Fichenko putting his body on the line there, not allowing Pethriotis to get through. Good work. Campbell getting a round of applause. Dwyer. Just players slipping over. Basic just gets around his man now, looking for a through ball. It's a lovely ball now. Samuel Dwyer and Ford. Ford winning that battle. Juratovic cleaning up Fowler that time. And a free kick in the centre circle.
Just how many Western Australians can we get on the pitch at once? Samuel Dwyer, Joseph Ford.
Well, we've got Castiello, but he keeps getting knocked back, the poor guy.
Castiello, yes. As well. Yeah, there's so many. It's a blessing. An abundance of talent. The Western Statesman. Campbell towards the back post. Shot! And it's out! There is no man more befitting of these occasions. Eternal in nature, Sean Ellis and Brunswick Juventus with an almighty cup set on the horizon. Who else? The village, CB Smith, wherever it may be, moments are provided. My word!
Well, as Nick Simeone brought it back into play, we said this game needed the Sean Ellis goal, and he provided that. It's going to be a frenetic 10 minutes here. Alex Castiello, once again, has taken off his bib, but I don't think he's going to come on. Can Oakleigh find the goal here to force it into penalties, Neil?
Wow, this is a full strength, might I remind you, a full strength Oakleigh Cannons team that dispatched Preston on the weekend, completely outplayed them. Are the team to beat in the Channel Olympion Men's Victoria. Petr Liotis can't find a way through past Lachlan Campbell. He's given everything tonight. As Juve get it clear, this time they weren't able to do so actually. Petr Liotis keeps it in play. Ball comes in, Duradovic outside of the foot pass. Exidius gets it clear, and the errant touch from Sean Ellis. Georgiou, fantastic. Juve could be on again. Dwyer is in space. Boyce and trapped to beat. It's Samuel Dwyer. Looks to curl one. Not quite.
It's going to be a substitution here. Tramontana will come on, the youngster. And I think Marko Basic will be the one to come off. No, yes, it will be somebody. Number 4, which will be Lachlan Campbell. I think that's a good decision there. So Christian Tramontana, the youngster who's played through the ranks here at Brunswick Juventus, will get his chance. It's been a tough season for him with injuries. He's played his way through to under-23s and now back into the senior lineup. Juve 7.5 minutes away to playing in the next playoff game against FC Bulleen Lions. I'm sure our counterpart Nick DeBarno will be hoping for a Brunswick Juventus team in the next round, but hopefully he's watching this one closely, as Dwyer.
It would be an almighty Italian derby for the ages. To book your ticket to the Hahn Australia Cup, round of 32, if they can hold on. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here.
Remember, they're a 6-time champ of this Dockerty Cup. Ellis. Turnover here for Brunswick now. Oakleigh have to go forward at every chance they get. 6.5 minutes left to play. High ball in the middle of the park. Lovic and Guest. And it's going to be a yellow card for Luka Lovic. Diaz. It'll be a corner here. Plenty of time left, as he said, Neil. We're down to the last 6 minutes here now.
Here we go. Tom Manos isn't being instructed to go into the box just yet. I wouldn't either. But that might have to be the circumstance that befalls the Oakleigh Cannons.
High ball, looking at the edge of the box. It's headed back. It's a scramble. And Liam Price will thank his lucky stars. It just falls to him. He knows he can't take up too much time. He's been warned already by the referee. Sends a long ball. Headed away by Tratt. Diaz. Good challenge in the middle now. Going forward. Ellis on the right. The shot comes in. He should have played the percentages there. And it's going to be a substitution here.
Yes, and it will be now.
22 and 13.
Yes. Brandon Giacarini will now make his way onto the park. Joseph Ford to come off. XGV Sons Jr. He played under 15s with a man by the name of Garan Kwol, currently at Czech Republic side. Of course, in the Europa Conference League as well. Slavia Prague. And he's been upended here. Ellis. Oh, he's been dispossessed by Cameron McGilp. And on running of all players is Jacob Tratt and Oakleigh with an almighty opportunity.
Home fans not too happy with that decision.
Of course, Garan Kwol part of Sparta Prague, I'm mistaken. It's a very, very big error to make. But here comes a set piece from Guest. Giaccherini! Oh, it just whisked wide! 117 minutes elapsed at CB Smith Reserve.
It was a beautiful ball in. He got on the end of it. He just couldn't curl it into the bottom corner there. Got 3 minutes left to play plus stoppage time. Brunswick trying to milk as much time off the clock as possible. Tratt wins the header. Lovic got 2 to beat. Guess comes out wide to Georgiou. Out wide to Diaz, but it might be just too much there as Castiello clears for the line.
Oakleigh need a goal now.
Don't say that too loud, Neil. The VIPs behind us might jump us.
Juve win the throw. Oh, it's a bit of conjecture between the head referee and the assistant on the far side. So I think the final decision will be a Oakleigh Cannons throw.
Oh,
2 minutes left. It's regulation time in this contest alone. High looping ball. Petroliotis was there. It's a looping ball. Simioi, Petroliotis! Jacob Tratt is upfield, taking throw-ins. Demonstration of the desperation as McGill. Now for Kingsley Sinclair. Out wide. Jacob Tratt fashions it in. Guest heads on. No players to beat. Foul against Brunswick Juventus. The Oakleigh Cannons rather, but foul for Brunswick Juventus to take.
90 seconds left here at CB Smith Reserve in this round 7 New Balance Dockerty Cup clash. Remember, the winner will play a playoff against FC Bulleen Lions, and if it stays this way, it'll be here, Neil, at CB Smith Reserve. A big crowd will be expected as Liam Price to bring it in. 1 minute left to go. Can this famous club, who've won the Dockerty Cup 6 times, once again have a chance to play it in? And it looks like one of the coaching staff are going to get a yellow card for just hitting that one into the next field. As Samuel Dwyer will bring it back into play. Ellis chasing this one down. A free kick has been given. I haven't seen the 4th official put up the board. He's going to put it up surely. We'll keep a close eye on that as the whistles ring around CB Smith Reserve by the home fans. Looks like 2 minutes of stoppage time, Neil.
2 minutes of added time here at CB Smith. Oakleigh Cannons on the precipice of elimination. It's Liston Diaz. Fashions a cross in, back post. And there was Giaccherini with the final touch. It came off an Oakleigh player. And the Juventus player is down. I think it is Nick Simeone. He's given absolutely everything, tooth and nail.
He's the player that gave the assist to Sean Ellis. He's taken a lot of hits for his side over the years, and he'll continue to take them until he plays for this great club. We've played a minute at a time in this second stoppage time.
Yellow card for Liam Price as well, taking his time.
Oh, it's a poor clearance there from Boyce. Going forward is Basic now. Told to go to the corner by the fans. He's got 3 to beat. And that one sliced wide for a throw in, and Brunswick would not be in a hurry to bring this one back into play. Referee Yanni Milidis not even interested in looking at the clock as yet. Home fans wanting the full-time whistle to go here. It's Ellis. Lovic. And there it is. The full-time whistle sounds. In this round 7 New Balance Dockerty Cup clash, and it's Brunswick Juventus winning 2-1 thanks to goals from Marco Basic and Sean Ellis in 109th minute. While for Oakleigh, it was a sole goal from Labib in the 9th minute. And Neil, it had to go into extra time, and it had to be Sean Ellis who scored the winner.
You could just about build a statue for him outside many grounds in Victoria, and he turned provider tonight. An absolute cup classic. Another one in which Brunswick Juventus have had to fight tooth and nail for in extra time. The 3rd time. Absolutely remarkable. This storied club writes yet another chapter as they will face off against FC Bowling Lions in the New Balance Dockerty Cup playoff for a spot in the semi-finals and a spot in the national round of 32. Ali Sivkarovsky, it's been an absolute pleasure. Your final thoughts?
Thank you, Neil. It's been a fantastic evening. Commiserations to Oakleigh Cannons. That short turnaround might have just taken a little bit out of them, but nevertheless, they put up a big fight. They had their chances, but in the end, Brunswick Juventus wanted just that little bit extra, and they get over the line. Thank you, Neil, for tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure calling with you. Thank you to everyone who watched at home. Brunswick Juventus will face FC Bowling Lions for a chance to be in the round of 32 in the Australia Cup and also the Dockerty Cup. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you around the grounds.